I got involved with the Eastern Surfing Association back in the mid-70s when my husband, Jeff Phillips, began competing in ESA contests in Ocean City, Maryland. And by 1979, he came on as district director of the Maryland ESA, and I started helping him in the background. And it just evolved from there. I eventually, in the 80s, began to help Dr. Colin Couture run certain aspects of ESA administration. I became a member of the Board of Trustees of the Marsh Scholarship Fund, and I was also helping him with the trade show up in New Jersey. So I began to get more and more familiar with, besides what it takes to run a local district of the ESA, but also more familiar with what it takes to run the national office of the ESA. In 1989, when Doc unfortunately passed away, both Jeff and I were members of the ad hoc committee that was formed to keep the ESA running in Doc's absence. Within a couple of years, it became obvious that there needed to be another executive director of the ESA, and it was kind of a situation where everybody on the ad hoc committee was given the opportunity to take one step forward if they wanted to volunteer, and I just didn't step back quickly enough. So I ended up in the position of executive director in 1990 or 1991, I think, and I set up a little office here in West Ocean City. And that little office is still the same square footage, but it's a much bigger office than it was 14 years ago, 13 years ago, and been running ESA headquarters ever since. The national office of the ESA has grown in many ways since I first took it over in 1990. We have seen a major increase in membership, and that is due in part to the hard work that all of our volunteer district directors do in all of the districts up and down the East Coast, running great ESA programs, doing things that bring more people and more kids into the sport of surfing, and so our membership continues to grow. Since the ESA started in 1967, the programs of the ESA have evolved way beyond just competition. But actually the ESA came about in 1967 for reasons that did include the competition aspect of it, but other reasons too. Back in the 60s, there were major issues going on in Florida, in New York State, and in New Jersey regarding beach access. And actually the founders of the ESA, Cecil Lear from New Jersey and David Reese from down in Florida, while they had been involved with the competitions that were going on up and down the East Coast, which eventually evolved into the ESA, they also were very much involved in these beach access issues, and that was why the ESA formed into the organization, not only to run a more cohesive competition program up and down the East Coast, but to have a unified single voice that had a membership and could be taken seriously by these municipalities on the East Coast and speak for the East Coast surfer regarding keeping surfing areas open and preventing laws in local communities that would ban surfing from the beaches. Personally, through my position with the Eastern Surfing Association on a national level, I have worked very hard to try and position the Eastern Surfing Association within the national surf community as an organization to be looked up to and to help represent the United States in any way, whether it be competition or other avenues. Because of that, we did make a very monumental break from tradition about a year ago with the ESA leaving the U.S. Surfing Federation and becoming a member of Surfing America. Surfing America has now received recognition from the International Surfing Association and is the organization that puts the U.S. team together and represents the United States in international competitions, and the ESA is now part of that. We have worked hard over the years to maintain a very open dialogue between the surfing community in Ocean City and the mayor and city council and Ocean City's rec department and beach patrol. And I think in recent years we have definitely made major improvements with communication with the beach patrol. Yes, we do have to share the beach with the swimmers during the summer. We're blessed to have the best surf in the fall and the winter and the spring all to ourselves, and all you need is a wetsuit to go enjoy it. And the best part is, if you want to, you can just head down to Assateague and have a great session with just your close friends and remember what it's all about, or get out for a dawn patrol surf before the college boys get up and watch the sun come up, or go for a late evening surf. And a couple weeks ago there was just a spectacular sunset, and people out at 30th Street and just having a great surf with their friends and watching this incredible sunset. And you know, that's really what it's all about, is enjoying the water and enjoying nature and spending time with your friends.